Hi, my name is Bryanna, and this is my very first devlog for the game It Still Counts. It's also my very first devlog ever. So if you happen to stumble across this, hi, welcome. I know this video is rough, but hopefully I'll get better. So at the end of every month, I plan on doing a recap video of the past month just to see what I've worked on, what changed, what didn't change. Once I get player feedback involved, I'll be able to go in and see how the game evolved around player feedback and what feedback I did and did not take into consideration for the final product of the game. And so at the end of the game jam, I should have at least five or so videos just to kind of see how my brain works as a game designer, which I think will be interesting, and at least for myself. And I'll be able to see how much I've improved and what things I may or may not have been able to achieve during the course of the months. Rather than get into what the game is about exactly right now, I'd rather save that until next month, hopefully next month. So that way I don't have to repeat myself and say the same stuff for this video and next month video. So next month, once I have more of the game to actually show with more artwork and stuff, I'll be able to explain my story better, both verbally as well as with the visual representation of how I plan to put the game from my head into the real world. So, getting into everything I did for this game in the month of June, from when the game jam first started to the recording now of July 6th. So, obviously, I got the Unity project started. I got the blank canvas and I primed it. That part is done. I have a title screen partially finished. I've got some buttons in there. If you hit play, it plays. There's no save system and fully implemented right now. It's some parts are there, but not all of them. There's going to eventually be a very basic level select system, but that'll be easy enough to fix. I should be able to have that implemented very quickly. I have settings and credits on the main menu as well. Settings are completely not done right now. They're just they're existing. There's nothing happening with it. That's why the button is red. Same with the credits. The credits do pop up and they show things, but I have a couple of voice acting voice lines that I need to have done. So once I see if I can find anyone who can do those lines for me, then I'll actually be able to put in their names into the credits and then the credits will be done. So apart from the title screen, I have a blank void of a scene in Unity for the in-game game, the little puzzle I have. There's nothing there. It is completely empty. I think I've got the basic stuff like a camera, and I fixed the camera background color to a solid color, and I have a single player sprite, but it doesn't do anything. There's no code, there's no music, there's no anything happening in that scene. The last thing that I worked on in Unity was creating one of the memories I have, which will be all of the memories are played in a 3D space. So I had to build a 3D model of the house that I remembered, but I did it in Unity, so everything is just cubes because I don't know how to 3D model. But it's done, and along with that, I also have the ability to move the player around. The player can look around and move throughout the house. So that is done there. A few things that I did outside of Unity were finding some sound effects from freesound.org, and I also made some sound effects and composed a few pieces of music just for the game. I've got the title screen music composed. I might change it. I do like it, but I'm not sure if it sets the right tone that I want it to, so I might tweak it a little bit. I had a platformer level originally in my mind for this game, but that's since been scrapped. The music is still there, so I might use it, I might adjust it, I might still be able to use parts of it. I'm not really sure. Since I composed it, I can go in and pick pieces out and do what I want with it. And then lastly, I did a couple of just small little sound effects in that same software. And that's all I've done for the music. So, a few things that I want to get done by the end of this month and have implemented for the next video, the next DevLog video at the end of July. I want to get a lot of the UI done. If not all of it, I want a good amount of it because right now it's really hard to look at the game so bland. And it just makes it hard to want to work on because it just looks so empty. So I think having something there that I see in my head that's not physically in the game yet will help me keep my spirits up and keep working on the game. I'm actually in school this semester, and one of the projects we have right now is to create UI for a game. I've already asked my professor, and he gave me the okay to work on UI for this particular game. So that's going to be really helpful. I'll be able to get hopefully a background artwork done, some other simple UI that I have in mind that I need to do just to make the game feel more alive. I also want to get a couple of other art pieces done. I think I want to get the therapy room drawn out because it'll be the same every single time. Once it's drawn, it'll be in there. It'll look nice. That'll be good. And I'll get some of the voice lines, if not all of the voice lines, read by the end of the month, at least for the therapist and my own voice lines. Get those read. And then I guess the last thing I want to get done is to brain fart. Is to take the 3D model of the house that I have in Unity, take it outside of Unity, actually model it in a 3D software like Blender, so it's a single object rather than a bunch of pieces, and then take it, put it back into Unity, and just have my Unity world a little bit cleaner and a little nicer looking than how it is right now. Even though it's organized, there's just still a lot of parts, and I feel it's just going to be better in the end result if I can just make a single model of the house rather than a bunch of cubes individually under a single game object. So those are my goals for the end of this month, and hopefully I can get them all.